Yo, what is up, YouTube? Back at it again with a new video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Christian Compy and I'm 19 years old, living here in Chandler, Arizona. I started high ticket sales, which is like what I do for a living. I started that back in November, so I've been in the game for about 9 months now, give or take. November, December didn't make any money. January up until now, I've been making anywhere from about 5 to 10 grand a month. And I wanted to make this video because it's something that's been top of my mind recently, but it has been something that I've kind of been dealing with for the past, I want to say, maybe 2 or 3 years, and it's really just been my walk with God. And ever since, well, first off, for those of you guys who also don't know me, if you guys didn't already, growing up my whole life, I was just an athlete, football and baseball, like my main two sports growing up. And then when we moved out here to Chandler, back when I was probably like 8 years old, because I was living out in Maricopa, which is like a city far away from like Phoenix and like the main cities in Arizona. I started jiu-jitsu when I was 10 years old, and I ended up falling in love with that sport. I still train to this day. Like, I was competing competitively like all across the world, and that sort of became my passion. But in high school, I dedicated 4 years to just focus on football, and my plan was really just to get a good offer, go D1, go the football route. And I kind of did have aspirations to sort of like make it to the NFL, but I kind of didn't at the same time. Like, it wasn't like going to be like a complete bummer to me if like I got injured or I just like somehow wasn't going to make the NFL. I feel like a big reason for this too was because ever since COVID happened, so like back in 2020, back in 2021, I've always been searching for ways to make money online specifically. And up until now I understand why that sort of seed was already planted in my mind back then. Deep down inside, I just wanted to be successful. I didn't care what vehicle, I didn't care what I was going to do to get there necessarily. I just knew I wanted to be successful at the end of the day. I didn't care if that was making the NFL. I didn't care if that was making the MLB. I didn't care if that was being a professional jiu-jitsu athlete, which is super hard nowadays if you really want to quote unquote like make it and actually like live a super good lifestyle. It's kind of hard nowadays to be able to do that with jiu-jitsu specifically, because the sport, yes, it's growing, but it's still not at the level to where like a lot of people watch it, like for example UFC. But recently, once I end up leaving football, so after my senior year of high school, so that was at the end of 2023, our football season was officially done, and I had a few offers. I think I had like 8 offers by the time I graduated high school. I had like majority D3 NAIA. I think I had like 1 or 2 D2 schools. I could have had 1 D1 school, but I ended up getting injured at one of the camps, so they ended up not offering me. But at the end of the day, man, I was lost for maybe a good year after I finished football, because it was like, man, like, what do I do now? You know what I mean? Because that was kind of like my plan, and every sort of business model I've done up until then has been a complete failure to me. I tried dropshipping, I tried all sorts of different business models, and I just came to the realization like recently that like when God gives you something, a dream that's like super big outside of what may seem reachable to you, you have to be able to have an open mind, I guess you could call it, to be able to adapt, because it took me a lot of different business models to actually find one that not only fits my personality now, but like something that works for me personally. Everyone has their own personality traits and things of that nature. And as I grow closer and closer with God, something I'm starting to notice is like it's ultimately like my life I have to live up to, and every day that I'm not fulfilling my purpose, which is working as hard as I possibly can. I have 2 hands, I have 2 eyes, I have 2 ears, I have 2 legs. You know what I mean? Some people don't even wake up with that blessing within itself. You know what I mean? And it's coming to the realization for me that this is something that's totally up to me. My destiny is obviously in His hands at the end of the day. But it hit me recently that as long as you're being consistent, as long as you're actually showing up for yourself each and every single day, that's all you can control at the end of the day. There's so many things out of my control, and all those things I surrendered. By now, it's still a work in progress to this time. I'm still like truly passionate about like jiu-jitsu and what I'm doing right now at the moment, but it's just the fact that I knew God put the idea in my head, because if he didn't, I would be okay with just going the traditional route, going the traditional college route, going the traditional 9 to 5 route. I mean, I was going to college initially a little bit for like physical therapy, but I obviously didn't want to do that at the end of the day. And the thing about entrepreneurship that stuck out with me is that entrepreneurship, I could do it till the day I die. If I went the NFL route, MLB route, or even jiu-jitsu route for that fact, I can only be competing at the highest level for so long before I'd eventually have to transition and get into something else. I feel like that's what stuck to me about entrepreneurship, specifically sales in general, because sales is one of the main things that's important to have nailed down as an entrepreneur nowadays. But I wanted to make this video specifically for those of you who are struggling when it comes to, I don't want to say finding the right vehicle to get you to where you want to be, but a lot of the people you surround yourself with are not going to have the same idea that God put in your mind. I want you guys to really think about that at the end of the day, because there's a reason why only so many people are wealthy. There's only so many reasons why there's so few millionaires and billionaires in the world, is due to that simple fact, right? And just because God puts an idea in your mind that may not relate to other people you surround yourself with, or friends, family, could really just be anyone, that doesn't mean that what you're doing is wrong necessarily. You know what I mean? It's something I've kind of been wrestling with, but it's also something that I came to the conclusion that when I'm 80, 100 years old on my deathbed, I don't want to live with any regret. So it's like, why not take that bet and risk on myself now? I understand it's going to be harder, like, moving on in the future. I understand that. That's the hard part of things like sales, marketing, operations, entrepreneurship. That's just how life is, just how life is. But at the end of the day, I'm willing to take that bet and risk on myself despite other people's opinions. And my parents fully support me. Family fully supports me. So yeah, I love them, and I know that it's easy nowadays. I mean, like, some of the programs I'm working with specifically, I've even heard as far as like parents or family members like not disowning, but like basically like stop talking with their kids because their kids are trying to enter the world of entrepreneurship or just anything outside of the typical 9 to 5 go to school type of norm. And it kind of hurts me, especially with the fact that I have super supportive parents, so they've always been with me every step of the way. But at the end of the day, man, it's just your life at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I truly want to stress the fact that I truly don't think God would plant that big of a seed in your mind several years ago. It might have even happened recently. If he didn't know that you were able to attain it, assuming you followed the path that he sets out for you. You know what I mean? So just sort of my thoughts around that. My walk with God has been full of ups and downs, but nonetheless trying to follow the path he has set out for me. I hope you guys do the same. Even if you don't believe in God, I still pray for you guys each and every single day, regardless, that you guys would come to know our Father, Jesus Christ, sooner or later. But yeah, I just wanted to get that sort of off my chest, because something that I've been dealing with personally, I mean, I'm still dealing with it now. Obviously, it's nothing like take out like a mental toll on me or nothing like that. I'm not saying that, but it's just awareness to other men and women, you know what I mean, who are entering the world of entrepreneurship. It's supposed to be scary, you know what I mean? No one said going from 0 to 100 grand a month wasn't going to be scary, you know what I mean? So something that I've been dealing with, it could be scary, especially when you make that jump, right? I mean, I just recently dropped out of college, and at the moment right now, it's more so of like, you gotta go all in, you know what I mean? I talked to some of my friends about that too. It could be scary going from one business model to another, or even just like your normal 9 to 5, like quitting that and going all in on the business model that you feel like God set out for you. The question you should ask yourself, and the one and true only question you should ask yourself, is when you wake up 90 years old on your deathbed, are you going to look back in your life and be like, man, I wish I would have went all in? If that's something that you're okay with living with, then by all means, just continue with what you're currently doing. There's nothing wrong with that. If any way, shape, or form that doesn't sit right with you, then I guarantee you that's God's calling on you to go all in on whatever He has set out for you, regardless of how scary it is. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Been learning a lot, just been getting 1% better each and every single day, doing what I'm in control of, which is my attitude and how I'm showing up each and every single day, and my inputs, knowing that the outputs will sort of take care of itself because there's a lot of stuff out of my control at the end of the day. So yeah, for all the young entrepreneurs, hopefully this video was somewhat helpful for you guys with your guys' walk with God. Even if you don't believe Him, I still pray for you each and every single day. So hopefully that was able to get some, I don't want to call it stress off your back, but just so you guys can know, you're not the only one struggling when it comes to trying to identify if the thing that's in your head is bad. Is it good? Is it meant for you? Is it not meant for you? What are other people's opinions on this? Because to be honest, it doesn't matter what other people's opinions on it are, to be honest, except for what you truly believe in at the end of the day, and which your relationship is with God at the end of the day. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just want to get this quick video out for you guys. I know I've been saying it, I need to start posting consistently and giving you guys a bunch of value. So in case you guys don't know me, again, Christian Compian, I'm doing high ticket appointment setting, closing, managing. I'm doing all sorts of different stuff at the moment. If you guys have any questions about what I do for a living or how to break into the world of high ticket sales, which is basically selling courses, mentorships, communities, masterminds for online influencers, range anywhere from like 3K up to like 100K sometimes. 100K is pretty up there. That's more like B2B type of services, but it really does go up that high. Usually take anywhere from 5 to 10% of each sale. Then shoot me a text on Instagram. I'll drop it in the description for you guys so that you guys will be able to go check that out. I got a banger YouTube video coming out for you guys. If you guys haven't already checked out my last video, I went over scriptless versus scripted selling from January up until middle of this year. So I want to say about June, I was doing scripted selling. NEPQ, basically, believe it or not, I mean, you could go ahead and tell me all you want that NEPQ isn't scripted. It is scripted at the end of the day. You know what questions you're going to ask before you ask it. You're relying on objection handling. I'm not dissing NEPQ at all, but it's just scripted, whether you like it or not. You know what I mean? So I was doing that from January up until June. Been watching Josh Lyons stuff. In case you guys don't know him, he's a high ticket coach in the high ticket closing industry, and I've been doing scriptless. It's been working out pretty good for me. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely an adjustment having to like rewire my whole brain to literally go from like scripted to the scriptless, because now I have like a true genuine conversation with the prospects and really getting to understand them on a deep level and really like get to the truth and get them to take responsibility of the results and actions that causes them to be in the position that they are today. I'll definitely keep posting content around scriptless, because I definitely highly recommend that if you are a high ticket closer, you definitely should be doing scriptless. I mean, if you want to improve in other areas of life too, by all means, you need to get in scriptless as well. Whether that's gym, spiritually, mentally, your relationship with your girlfriend, your fiance, your spouse, just whoever in general, it definitely challenges you in a bunch of other areas of life. Because if your other areas of life aren't dialed in, then that's how you're going to show up to your prospects at the end of the call. So a little bit of sauce for you guys to finish off the call. Nonetheless, hope you guys are having a blessed day. God bless you guys. Love you guys. And I will keep posting, keep you guys posted on what's coming out. I got a live sales call recording coming out in the next, I want to say 24 to 48 hours. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you guys need anything, you guys know where to find me. ccompionjj on Instagram. I'll talk to you guys later.